I think Denial's going to be another team that can do exactly that. Gotta agree though, G2 mechanically is one of the strongest teams. JNAPS is just a god on the field, and this is going to be hard. I actually got to point out, there are more Canadians on the field than any other country right now. Making me proud, boys. But we get down into game number 1, G2 versus Denial. We'll see which one of these teams is going to take it. G2 just came off a win. The reverse sweep, so close to losing it, but again, adrenaline high. Denial coming in cold though. This is their first game of the day. See if they'll be able to hold up against the monoliths of G2.
All 3 G2 players did just go for that save, so they're going to take a little bit to reset. Now JNAPS and Crow back on the wall, but a good touch from JNAPS will save them from that mistake.
Rizzo will try to get a play started up here. Sad Jr. was creeping in the offense as Denial already started up an early attack. They're not going to let it fizzle out quite yet though, as they keep that pressure on. A weird touch from left leaves Sad out of boost as he has to contest that one up in the air, and Corrupted keeping the pressure on. Not leaving the corner yet, but it looks like Denial eventually running out of boost will lose a bit of the pressure on that side of the field as we slowly creep down into Denial's end. And now a chance for G2 to set up a play. JNAPS in front of the net.
That touch from JNAPS, try to let up for Kronovi, but now alone, Rizzo has to deal with Corrupted. He'll take a shot. I think he should have waited a bit longer. He had a 1v1. Try and pull Rizzo out. You had a teammate with you. It was a 2v1.
One finding the back of the net. As they feel each other out. Looks like Denial's pretty warmed up already as they're contesting everything G2's throwing at them. And they're breaking out of their end quite often here. Left with a chance to Corrupted. Corrupted will back off for Sad. Sad a little bit too late to the party there. Will be alone is Corrupted. Kronovi couldn't squeak that one past. They'll be able to play. Rizzo left in a standoff against Sad Jr. JNAPS there with Kronovi. The pass in front. A stop by Corrupted. That was a rough spot as he was straight onto that ball. He didn't have much coverage with the far side, but does manage to keep it out of the net. Kronovi from the far side, the flank. And that's what I've been seeing G2 do a lot, is those flank shots, catching that defense off guard, but Denial holding up very strong so far.
I think Corrupted feels a bit caught in net. I did just see a ball go completely unanswered in their own half, giving G2 a lot of room for these plays, which is why it's been stuck in Denial's half for quite some time. Almost a mid-aerial pass. Would have been pretty fun to watch.
Would have been, but that leaves Kronovi a lot of time to pass that one up to JNAPS, down to himself. He almost cranks that one to the top. They couldn't quite finish it off though. Corrupted will get that out with the help of the crossbar. Now push forward from Sad. Once again, another miss, a little bit late to that one. Bad touch from left. Can he get another one? He does. That's still in front of the net. Therefore, a shot from G2 as they pummel shot after shot. But the defense from Denial holding off really well right now. Can it hold any longer? As Left and Sad try to move this one out, they just can't seem to find an exit point as G2 keeps this pressure on in the corner. One by one, they chip away. All boosted up. Kronovi moves in now. Gets a 50-50 on target. Sad finally with a hard clear. This could be the chance Denial needs to get boosted up.
They want to follow up these touches though. G2 can get 2 consecutive touches out of their own half. Oh, but we will see a goalie bump. Vladimir did go for Rizzo, but it wasn't a hard enough bump. Rizzo will gather his senses. He's going to be able to get that save.
We're seeing the other end of the field here as Denial starts putting on an attack against G2. There's a pop-up from left. Corrupted the demo. This could be a chance for Sad at the midfield. Not hard. Oh, it was hard enough. He does make it past Rizzo. I thought he had it, but not quite. There's the first goal of the game.
Much more difficult than seen. Look how quickly he turns around to try and take this shot. Not easy to put the accuracy and speed on a shot that you have to drift around for. So kudos to Sad Jr. for being able to figure that out quick enough and make the execution.
Having the Dominus nose, gets a corner touch on it. The most powerful hit you can get, throws that to the net. Good communication, as I'm sure he was told that the demo was there, but a retaliation coming up from G2 as they throw one off that right post. JNAPS trying to snake around Corrupted. Left comes over the top instead. Rizzo off the backboard. There's Corrupted to meet that one. Sad Jr. staying down, but in a rough spot. Manages to barely keep that one out. Good patience from left to make sure he didn't double commit to that. Nice second touch from Corrupted, but I don't know if it's enough for Denial to break out. There's left up to Sad. Sad opts for boost instead of ball. That will give it enough time for JNAPS to move that back down the field. 1 minute left in this game. G2 doing a good job of getting those chances, just not finding the back of the net. Denial defense holding on strong.
A lot of cherry picking from G2, but now we're going to see Rizzo try and go in all alone, but then bullying Corrupted out of the way, letting Kronovi come in and force that Junior for a flick. And now we're going to see the two of them can make a touch. He's pushing out Vladimir. Oh my God, Kronovi forcing Leathermere at that entire play, letting JNAPS come in for the easy goal.
Look at that, just boxes him completely out of the net left, almost makes it, but he actually gets a touch on it. But JNAPS carries that one through. What an incredible team play from G2 as they tied this one up against Denial with 37 seconds left. We saw them do this in the last series, and they're showing that they can come back just as well in the second series. 29 seconds left now, and Rizzo is ready to send one to Kronovi. A little bit too far forward. Corrupted will have a chance to send that down the other way. There's Sad Jr. with Corrupted off the backboard. It rolls instead, and Kronovi takes control. JNAPS, a nice pop overhead. Not enough to get it past left, though. With 10 seconds left, we're still tied up, and a shot on net. Corrupted takes it out, but Sad is out in net. Left is the last defender. Corrupted going ham on defense at the moment, and it seems to be working out as we approach the final. 0 second, and we might hit an overtime. If that drops down, game number 1, and we're already in overtime. I'm ready.
G2 finding the clutch moments. I don't know if they just really enjoy being in a losing situation, but just towards the end of that game, finally getting the goal to tie it up, they're somehow still able to keep this up.
They're trying the flip side tactic. 14 seconds in overtime. Neither team capitalized off a kickoff for an early goal. We see a lot of overtimes end up in early goals, and this could be one. JNAPS just gets stopped out by the defender, almost gets stuffed down. We did see Rizzo ready for a pass. Look at Corrupted again in net, just going off right now as they're still stuck on their own net. Denial fighting off this attack from G2.
I'm loving how G2 is doing this rotation on offense. Someone goes for a shot, and then on the way out, look at him, they bully. He's going for Sad Jr. and trying to contest the ball. That's how they've kept so much control.
Good touch from Sad, but didn't get out to Corrupted like he had intended. And Corrupted couldn't salvage the situation, and then we'll go back in the hands of G2. Forward, passing play to Rizzo. Almost the stuff by Kronovi. What an incredible setup. Just not enough to finish it, though. G2 is going off at the moment, but Denial holding on so strong in this overtime right now. A minute has passed so far as we still sit 1-1 in game at number 1. Denial tries to break out of their own end now. G2 still on the attack. That's a rough spot. Corrupted the last defender. A quick turnaround will allow him to get to the ball, but he misses. And Kronovi sends it to JNAPS, a shot on net. And Sad cannot stop that one.
That will be the first game to G2, and the power and accuracy from the side was too much. Kronovi taps that out, and JNAPS uses all of his boost to try and get there in time, puts it to the far post, and that will secure first game after being down for 4.5 minutes. Nearly. Well, I don't know when the first goal was, but...
It was 37 seconds they got that second goal back.
Most of the time they were down. Seems to be the way they want to do this.
That was ridiculous. I mean, that pass at the end from Kronovi was just so clutch. On his way out, instead of just completely rotating and doing nothing, gets the pass right out to, it was JNAPS who gets that final shot. What an incredible play to finish it off. But Denial, I got to say, look at these saves right now. That is nutty.
That's a lot.
12 saves against G2. That is ridiculous. They were stuck on their back heel the entire time, but they held off, and they never once looked like they were struggling. They struggled to get out of their own end sometimes, but they never looked like they were just flailing around in net. They knew what they're doing. Corrupted was just nuts, going nutty in net there, and they just need some more scoring opportunities, but I mean, it was so close. They kept it tied. One goal almost did it for them, as you said, up until those final 37 seconds of gameplay.
I want to keep an eye on their defense this next game, because I think Denial, there were a few times it looked like the person that was in net felt stuck to net. He wasn't confident to come out and make the rotation, because a lot of times when you're on defense, you rotate for several reasons. One, you've got a better touch, you can carry it through, you've got a better angle when you're coming through, but it also lets you get boost. You can't get the much boost standing in front of net. You can get the little one right in front of you, but it's not going to give you a whole lot.
It's not enough to get out.
So a lot of times you let someone come out, maybe they can snag a corner, get a couple of little ones on the way back, which surprisingly is a lot more than everyone expects. It'll get you to 30-40 boost, which is more than enough to save
enough
shot.
for a clear, at least, but wasn't enough in that last one as they did find themselves stuck. Not with as many shots as G2 came out with, but that's what G2 needs to work on, is finding a way to break this defense. I mean, they did it once with a demo before. We'll see if they can do it again.
Yeah.
But that was such a close game. Coming into game number 2, G2 just took away game number 1 against Denial eSports, but Denial playing strong. JNAPS off the top, just hits the post. Couldn't finish off with that one. We've seen him do that last week during the quals quite a bit. And I was scared for Denial in that situation.
I really like how Rizzo turned that play right back around, and Crow and JNAPS both had the state of mind to figure it out, but they went up together, which did slow their attack down a bit.
Oh, Corrupted almost getting the pass out of Sad. Good patience from him. Backs off instead. Leth will move in. for a hard shot. Gets it on past Kronovi. Rizzo, that's in the air. Rough spot. Sad might be able to touch it down. No, JNaps will get there first. Couldn't get the read on him either. All committed up here now. They have only Lethamyr back in defense.
Crouch trying to go for a dunk that never showed up.
Reading the empty book. But they are able to put it in front of the net. No real play coming out of this one, though. They'll fly back down in their own end. They're sad to meet in the air. Puts it on target, but of course Rizzo will be able to stop that easy shot. Can they get control and create something out of it is the next question. Leth, good air control. Set someone aside for Corrupted G. Very good, or good faith in each other there. That Corrupted would take that away from Leth, and now Sad and them can move up. Tries to set himself up for a wall shot. JNaps to steal that one away. Too quick for Sad. There's Corrupted on target, but way too soft. Rizzo almost got taken out by Sad. Good passing plays on defense there allows JNap to get a hard clear. All teams showing very good composure around each other and great communication. 2 minutes into this and still scoreless.
Bumps really are, like all bumps in physical play have become some sort of staple in every single series we've seen.
Oh, that's going to be an open net for Sad as he breaks one pass as you're talking about that physical play.
It's become so much of a staple here in North America, and you can see right now, JNaps, he was going to follow that out, and he actually would have beat Sad Jr. by quite a bit. But that demolition, that head-on demolition too, he didn't have the pace to demo back. He was nowhere near Supersonic. That left the net wide open for Sad Jr.
2 minutes in now, Denial leads. We saw this happen last time, though. We've noticed that G2 is liking to play at a bit of odds the last two series. We'll see if they can pull this one back. I think everyone has faith that they'll be able to.
Nice.
But Denial, super strong in net right now. Almost a good play started up in the corner there as G2 slows the pace down. A touch from JNaps on target, but not quite in as Corrupted sets it for Leth in front of the net. That's going to be there for JNaps, though. As he cranks it in, as I said before, they can come back from this.
Through the defenders, we see both Sad Jr. and Corrupted there. Sad was backwards, Corrupted trying to come across it. JNaps just comes screaming in to take that from right to left, tying it up.
2.5 minutes left, and we're tied up once again. G2 looking to maybe pull ahead a little bit sooner than they did in game number one. As they did it with 37 seconds left. Now we're tied up. Denial having to answer that one if they want to find themselves back in the lead. Sad Jr. is going to try to set it up with a touch to the corner. Doesn't quite bounce out where he wanted it to. Leth committed up hard. Scary spot if Rizzo had gotten the touch. And Sad hadn't made it back to defense quite yet. There's JNaps getting a lot of the clears for G2. Tries to get another one. There was met by Corrupted at midfield. Kronovi couldn't get a play started. Leth will move down the other end. His teammate's a little far back, waiting for the hard clear from Rizzo. Turned out to be for their benefit. As that drops down in front of the net, scary spot. Kronovi will have to recover it. As JNaps had a little bit of a whiff situation up in the air. Slow play from Corrupted. Gets taken out by Kronovi as he said, stop that now. A back pass to Rizzo on target. Sorry, a little bit wide, but Sad will take it aside anyways. You had two defenders in net. Minute 40 left. Both teams trying to get that play started up, but good midfield contesting from both teams right now.
Oh my. Triple whiff.
We've seen JNaps miss a couple shots that we're not expecting, but that physical play, as you just said, might be what it takes for one of these teams to pull ahead. A minute 20 left. Game number 2, Denial trying to answer that first game from G2 eSports. After we went into overtime, G2 on the attack. Can they steal it from Leth? No, Rizzo will leave it JNaps. Kronovi is up to read that off the wall. He gets the touch. Corrupted. Good patience from him. Keeps that one out. The attack thwarted from G2. A long shot from Corrupted was a little bit wide anyways. JNaps possession and boosted up. Slow play. Leth is completely out of his sorts up there. There's Kronovi over the top. Bardowski not quite into the net though. Denial will be able to cover that one to the side.
Did you say Bardowski?
Yeah.
What's a Bardowski?
When it goes off that top bar.
I really like seeing just how dynamic G2's gameplay has gone. Now that they've made physical play is becoming part of their gameplay a lot more solidified than usual. That they have so many opportunities. They can either go for a bump, they can go for a pass. There's a lot of midfield to play too. They're taking it way off that back wall and putting it back towards mid and taking shots all over the place.
I just got to say, both these teams look so strong right now, and especially Denial on that defense. We have Corrupted going ham. Sad doing a really good job as well. Left trying to set up those plays on offense. There's a chip there from Sad. He meets, good read from him. Knowing one of his former teammates where he'd throw that one over to the wall. Meets with that midfield. Still a chance for G2 put this in. If they don't, we get an overtime. JNAP's trying for that back pass. Kronovi will set it down as that ball was headed the wrong way. And Denial and G2 headed into a second overtime.
But as close as we would have expected. But as close as it can get, to be honest.
Literally as close as it can get.
Yep.
We'll see, though, if Denial can answer it with a win here. Oh, that's a bad thing for Denial there as Les set that one up into a bad spot. Rizzo will have to recover backwards. JNAP's getting stuff with Sad. Good read from Sad. A lot of reads actually coming from Sad. A bump in a demo leaves that open for Corrupted. Kronovi does make it back in time. The shot was wide anyways, but a smart play from Sad Jr. there as they tried to end this overtime in the first 30 seconds. They're still trying as Denial on the attack. See if Leth can boost it up, but he missed that one. That'll put him at a weird spot. Pressure is all they need, though. Corrupted side flips, leaving that one for Sad, but he was way out of the play. Maybe a chance now for G2 to move on to the attack. They're playing very passive at the moment, allowing Denial to waste their boost in the air. We'll see if they can create that into a counter-attack. They're going to try right now as a pass forward from JNAP to Kronovi. A boomer on nut just gets stopped out by Sad Jr. We'll see if they can turn this one around themselves. The quick counter-attack, there's a chance here. Back pass to Sad. Another back pass to Corrupted. He won't be able to recover that one. Kronovi tries to get that to Rizzo. Rizzo will be a little bit too far over. Can the setup come? JNAP's the third in. Sharking in for that one. Neutral 50-50. Corrupted up to Leth. Leth on target. Ooh, just stopped out by Rizzo.
With all the talent we see G2 on offense, we see just as much from Denial on defense. Somehow able to keep all these at bay, but right now this could be an opportunity. Just a bit wide, Kronovi wasn't able to land that.
That was a tough spot for Leth. If he committed to any of that, he would have had no teammates in net. So he had to play patient. It worked out for him. As the ball went off the corner. Rizzo off the backboard, though. Sad was there to greet it. Leth, the last one in net. As Sad moved up for an attack. Corrupted way out of the play, trying to move back in position, allowing Sad and Leth to break out. Now G2 set on defense. 2 minutes of overtime now. In the corner, a little bit of a hustle-bustle as G2 comes out on top. A flick from Kronovi to no teammates, just buying himself some time for boost. Rizzo with a soft block, allows JNAPs to set that one off the backboard. He'll try to pass that one out to nobody. Ooh, Corrupted. If he was a little more far forward, would have been in a rough spot to make that save, but Denial now stuck on defense again as G2 attacks. Whoa, Rizzo has a chance right here! Oh! And that's gonna end it 2.5 minutes into another game. We have our second overtime done for G2 eSports.
11 shots for G2, 6 shots for Denial.
And that's no different than we saw in the first one.
Nope. But
G2
still going in overtime.
No, ridiculous amount of overtime, and that's got to put a lot of pressure on Denial, as we know they're spending a lot of time on the defense, trying to hold off this onslaught from G2. Literally an onslaught. That is ridiculous amount of shots. Both these games, if you add them up, like that, this is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
But Denial's holding it off. Not as many saves, just a lot of missed shots this time from G2. Or just cut down angles from Denial. But they did break out of their own end a lot more, I found. I found Denial was starting to create those offensive opportunities a little more than they had in the first one, and that could be a turnaround in the series. But 2 overtimes, going that long into overtime as well in a row, this is going to start to wear out all the players.
I mean, you talk about cutting down angles, and I think that's what Denial is doing really well. Because when you have a team like G2, and I really like actually what G2's doing, you'll see like somebody going for the first shot. Yeah. Someone's going to come for the second, and generally you have the first person that went in kind of come out so the third person can come in. But instead, the first person that takes it, he starts messing with people. It's been like all of them. But Kronovi, JNAPs, Rizzo, they all are staying. Yep. They're getting a couple bumps. They're stealing some boost. They're maybe even passing it back to their third player so that it's not too predictable. Yep. But we see Denial, as you said, only 4 registered saves to all those shots, which means a lot of those were angles that were cut off, or it forced them to put it wide. A lot of times you'll see a player put it wide, and a lot of times just so they can avoid a 50-50. If I see someone coming up to me and they're closing out the angle, I just want to put it around them at this point. I just want to make sure that they don't get a hard clear and don't get a 50. So a lot of times it'll be a missed shot in that case, and then we can continue on from there.
Well, we'll see if Denial can pull it back in game number 3. This is now a match point. G2, as you said, being very creative with their plays, but at the same time, we've seen Denial hold off very strong on defense, create some decent counterattacks. Just finding the back of net will be a little more what they need on their plate this time. Sad Jr. I saw getting very aggressive by the end of the last game. We'll see if it carries over here. To the corner, Sad Jr. puts that one as they try to start an early attack. Left, thinking to go for something there. Backs off instead and allows his teammates to move up. JNAP's Kronovi ready to set up a play. As Rizzo was up on the offense, there's one off the backboard. Kronovi waiting for the bounce off. Catches it low. Doesn't get it under Sad, though, as he does get that long car on top of it.
Denial has to be careful. Trying to turn the play around in midfield is a good idea, but if two of you go up for it, I just saw Corrupted G and Leathermere steal it from each other just a few touches ago, which is letting G2 keep this up, and it's going to leave a wide open net for JNAPs to come in and slam it from a pass from Kronovi.
Almost saw that coming a mile away. As soon as Kronovi got this touch here past the one, that was so hard for that last defender because you have to read the shot he's going to get off the wall. You know he's passing that.
Yeah.
And guessing where that pass is so hard, and he got it out to JNAPs.
As a defender, you have to wait until there's no more touches left on the person that you're contesting. He knew Kronovi was close enough. Granted, I thought Kronovi's touch was actually pretty impressive. It was a lot faster than I thought he could get out. But Sad Jr. had to wait until an opportunity to either force the 50-50 or make sure that there were no more touches coming from Kronovi.
Absolutely. JNAP's trying for an air dribble there, stuffed out by Sad Jr. To the far side, Left will try for a hard clear. Sad will have to carry that forward, as it wasn't enough. There's Corrupted to help him out as Sad missed the first touch. Rizzo to catch that one. JNAP's in net with the second touch. Nice little forward touch off the nose of that Octane. Keeps it forward. Rizzo with a ground pinch. Gets it to JNAP's. JNAP's takes out Sad. A shot to JNAP's. JNAP's tried so hard to get that. That would have been incredible, but it's not over yet. G2 putting on very, very creative plays right now, utilizing every position they have.
I love it. They're using the entire box. They're not trying to just stay on that back wall. They're pushing it in the middle, and they're staying together.
That's off the backboard. Rough spot there for the defense at G2 as Corrupted tried to throw that one on target. JNAP's got in the way of it in time. At midfield, JNAP's the drift dribbles. Almost got it up, but Corrupted steals it away. A shot on target. Kronovi just keeps that one off the side and gets the second save. Very good patience from him to manage to keep that one out. Very close situation. G2 only sits up by 1 goal, but they do sit up 2-0 in the series.
Faking out, trying to force someone to come over, and then getting the dunk. Kronovi just seems to really have all the Niles number. Reading it well, a wide open net. The pass from JNAP's out to Rizzo, and he still pulls him out of the defense, gets the cut across. Oh my God.
The patience from Rizzo. Look, he could have taken the shot. He's like, no, I'm going to wait for the defense to throw themselves out of the play. What a shot from Rizzo.
On fire, every single player from G2. Their execution has been flawless today.
So they said, all right, you're stopping all of our shots. Let's just break apart your defense. Because Denial was holding off so strong, and that's exactly what G2 is doing now in game number 3. As they're managing to just throw out of sorts all of the Denial defense. Denial has 2 goals to answer now with 2.5 minutes left in this potentially final game here. Here's a counterattack chance for them as they move that one forward. Corrupted didn't get that right read off the wall. Sad has a chance to put it on. Patience from JNAP's. He waited sideways. Left. Can he get it past 1? Almost past 2. Kronovi manages to stuff it past. A tall hitbox from the Octane. Throws it down onto the offense for G2. A forward attack here. Sad gets a soft side. Not enough control. Left was ready for that loss of possession from Sad Jr. Waiting on the wall. Wasn't able to catch that in midfield. They'll be back in their own end. Corrupted. Sad Jr. ready for the forward movement. Rizzo ready to contest. He does. Kronovi, the trap down. Jumps over Rizzo. Maintains control. Almost gets the pass out. Kronovi showing good display of skill there, but a chance now for a turnaround 2-on-1 situation. See him do it. The pass out. Corrupted. Shot to the far side. Just stopped out off the post there. And now Rizzo almost had a chance for a counterattack.
That was such a close opportunity. And as we see the last 2 games going into overtime, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Denial start this comeback.
Well, they might, but they only have 1 minute and 10 left to do it. But we've seen both these teams show themselves that they can do amazing things. 1 minute left, 2 goals down. Denial needs to get one in the next 20 seconds if they want to have any kind of comfortable chance to be able to bring this one to a 3rd overtime. JNAPs does keep that one away as Left tried for that drop down. A touch forward by Corrupted. No, he misses it, and Left was expecting that touch to happen. A bit of a misplay there. And that will give G2 another chance to break this one out. 40 seconds left now. We're getting into uncomfortable territory for Denial as that almost drops down. G2 back on the attack, sending 1 by 1. They do not need to commit more than that at this point. And to Demo to add insult to injury here as we approach the final 20 seconds of gameplay. Denial still in a rough spot. Almost getting 3-0'd. This could be it now. G2 up on the attack. And this is looking rough now for Denials. They can't break out of their own end.
They did get a, oh my, Leathermere almost got the touch, but Rizzo did a great job of contesting to close it off. And with 5 seconds left, Denial will not be able to make this comeback. G2 taking this in a 3-0, although it didn't feel that way at all, to be honest.
No.
2 games going into excruciatingly long overtimes. This last one was the closest we had to a lot of it leaning on one side. G2 getting 2-0.
Oh, the synchronized dancing. I love it.
We haven't seen that all season.
That gets me. I know. You know what? Cornovi's always had the best team dances.
Has he?
He's the best cheerleader in the
RLCS. You've
RLCS.
been a fan of the Sellies, as you say.
I love Sellies.
You are a fan of Sellies.
Wellesley Snipesley?
But anyways, things to take away from that. That may have been a 3-0, but Denial was always 1 goal away from taking almost any of those games, aside from the final one. And G2 did also just bring the series prior to this into a game 5.
Yeah.
So a team that everyone just assumed is going to start just dominating the whole league is not the case. I mean, Adelaide, or I don't know, how would we pronounce it nowadays? I don't even know.
The right way, Atelier.
All 3 of them show up at the same time in my mouth when I try and say it. So like all 3 pronunciations just try and come out at once. But bringing it to game 5 after winning the first 2 games, probably upsetting for them, but G2 coming in, really excited for that reverse sweep. And then 3-0ing, but again, overtime for the first 2 games. I think every team so far that we've seen today has really proven their worth, and I'm loving it.
That was an incredible series. And again, it does not show on paper. If you look at the 3-0, do not believe that. You need to go back and watch the VODs if you hadn't seen the whole series. But G2 putting on a show today, coming from a reverse sweep and then now into this series, 2 overtimes and then a very close last one there. Absolutely incredible. G2 going to take this win in the series, though. But we have more matches, and the